Hello, this is Jamie with Creations Misfit, and today we are going to learn how to make the toddler size of the Libby Beanie. So I already have two other sizes for this available. If you need something larger, I have the child size, and I will put a little card up here if you'd like to click on that and learn the child size instead. This would fit probably like a 4 to 10-year-old, somewhere in there. And it's basically the same pattern, but the stitch count is different. So I already made that, and I will put the link also in the description box if you'd like to make that one. And then I also have an adult size, and here's the adult size. So I will put this link in the description box below as well, but I will also put a little card up here if you want to click on that and go to the adult size. But today we are going to do a toddler size, which I would say would probably fit between 1 and 3-year-old. So let's go ahead and find out what we need. For this one here, I made with Baby Bee Sweet Delight Chunky yarn, and the color is Teddy Bear Cuddles. And this is 109 yards. You're going to need about 80 yards of size 5 yarn. Now, you can make it with a size 6. 5s and 6s, are sometimes interchangeable. This is a pretty thick 5. Today, what I'm going to use is the I Love This Chunky, which is also a size 5, and this is Sandfrost, the color. But this one works up to be thicker, and I know that because I used size 5 for this one, and then I used the I Love This Chunky for this one for the adult size, and this is larger. So, you just have to kind of check your sizing and do what's best for you. And then normally I would say use an 8mm hook for any size 5 yarn, okay? That's what I used for all the other hats that I made, including this one. Today, I'm going to use a size 7mm hook because this yarn is thicker. So I would say if you're using something more like a size 6, use a 7mm hook, and if you're using a 5, use an 8. I hope that's not too confusing. Really, you could use whatever. I mean, if it's a little bulkier, that's fine too. All right, and then you will need a pair of scissors and a yarn needle to sew in your ends. And if you'd like to do a faux fur pom, you could grab one of those or make your own yarn pom, or you could just leave it as is as a beanie. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I love working this hat because it works up so quickly with the thick yarn and the large hook, and it's really easy. I'd say if you are a confident beginner, you can definitely make this. Okay, so to get started, we are going to make a slip knot, and we're going to chain up 6. Now, if I'm going too slow or too fast for you, you can change the speed in your settings, and I'm also going to have the entire pattern written out on the screen, so if you'd like to place me on mute, you can do that. I know that I sound nasally. Somebody always comments on it. It's just my voice. I'm not sick. I mean, I have issues, like health issues, but I don't have a cold, so you can place me on mute and follow along on the screen. Okay, we are going to chain up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And for the first row, we are going to single crochet in the second stitch from the hook, or the second chain from the hook. And we're going to place 1 single crochet in every chain across. So you will have 5 altogether since we started in the second one. And 5. Right, so there's our row 1. We're starting with the brim, by the way. Sorry, my chair is squeaky. We're starting with the brim, so we'll do the whole brim and put it together and then work up the hat. And from here, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. And starting for round 2, we're going to do rounds 2 through 36 is going to be the exact same thing. If you need a little bit wider brim or a little bit shorter brim, just make sure that you do it in multiples of 2s, okay? But I'm going to do 36 total. So that was 1. This is round 2. And for round 2, we're just going to repeat this all the way through. We're going to single crochet in every stitch across, but we're going to use the back loop only. So if you're not sure about that, like here's the regular stitch that we normally go through. You can see the V's, and this is the front loop, and this is the back loop. And we're just going to single crochet into the back loop, which leaves this out front and gives it that nice textured edging. But make sure you get into this very first one. You might have to turn your work and just pick up the back loop and single crochet. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this starts to work really quickly, so don't worry if it feels a little uncomfortable at first. All right, so that's round 2, and then we'll chain up 1 and turn our work and start round 3, and we're just going to do this all the way through 36. So you can pause the video, do yours, and I will meet you back when you're at the end of row 36. Okay, I finished up my 36 rows. So we are going to put the 2 short sides together to make the brim. So from here I just chain up 1 and turn my work and then fold this over so that these sides match up here. And we're just going to slip stitch through both sides of the brim. So I go right into this very first one here. There should be 5 stitches, so go directly across and we'll slip stitch 1, whoops, 1, make sure you're getting through both sides. And these are chains on the other side, so they won't look as clean as the stitches, which is fine. There's 3, 4, and get into that last one. 5. And then from here, it looks like there's, it kind of looks like a bump here. So you could just turn your work inside out. And you just have to kind of twist your hook around. All right, so there's the brim. And now we're going to start working on the hat portion. So we'll start with round 1 of the hat. And we are going to chain up 2. This piece in the back you could just tie in at the end or now if you'd want, or you can just hold it behind your work and it will just work its way into the stitches. All right, so for round 1, this chain 2 does not count as a stitch. We are going to double crochet in every stitch around or every row around. So if you remember, we had 36 rows, so we're going to do 36 double crochet around. The best way to do that is you can see like where there's the textured part and then the part that's not textured. Bump, no bump, bump, no bump. So I just go into the tops of each one of those. So bump, no bump, bump, no bump. That's an easy way to see where you're going. So let's start with this very first one. And we'll just go through the top there and do our double crochet. So there's 1, and then you can see there's no bump behind here, but there's a little hole in the top there. So just go there, it's 2, and then we have the row with the bump again. So just go right in here, 3, no bump, 4, and I'm just pulling this behind me so that it gets woven in. So go ahead and do your 36, and I will meet you back after round 1. And I've finished up round 1. So we are going to slip stitch into the very first double crochet that we made, not the chain 2 here, but the first stitch. Okay, and we will move on to round 2. So for round 2, we're going to chain up 2, and we are going to do front post and back post double crochet. I have a video for that. Well, I'll put in the description box too if you need extra help with it, but I'll just show you quickly. Normally we just go through the top of the stitch right here, but we're going to go around the post, which gives it a really nice textured look. So you just do a regular double crochet, but we're going to go around the post. So here's our first post. Make sure you're not getting the chain 2 from the round before. That's underneath here. This is our first post. We're going to yarn over like we're doing a regular double crochet and just put our hook behind the post. We go in and come out through the front. And then yarn over and just do your regular double crochet. All right, and for the next one, we are going to do a back post double crochet. So yarn over, and you're going to come through the back, and you're going to end up in the back. So you can see this is what it looks like from behind. You're going around the post but backwards, if that makes sense. Let me show you one more time. And you can turn your work if it's easier. I kind of did that in the beginning. You just go around this way, but you can do it from the front here. You go for the back, you go in through the front and around the back, and then just do your double crochet. All right, and we're going to alternate front post and back post. So I'll do one of each one more time with you, and then I'll leave you to do your own. So this next one is going to be a front post. We're going to go around this one here because we just back posted around that one. So just through, and for the front, you come back out through the front. And then do your double crochet. And then for the back post, you're going to come through the back and end up in the back. And just do your double crochet from there. Okay, and we'll have 36 when we finish, and you should finish with a back post. Even if you did a different number of stitches than me, you worked in multiples of 2, so we'll end with a back post. And I'll see you right back. And at the end of round 2, we are going to slip stitch to the very top of the first front post double crochet that we made. All right, and we'll move on to round 3, which we are going to do a single chain 1, and we're going to do a puff stitch in this first stitch. So if you haven't done puff stitches before, you're going to want to work loosely because we're going to be pulling through a lot of stitches, and it's really simple, but if you do it too tightly, it's going to feel very difficult. So just give yourself some room there, and we're going to yarn over and go in that very first stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, so you have 3 loops on your hook, and we're going to do that 2 more times. So yarn over and go right back into that same stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, and you have 5 loops on your hook now. And we're going to do it one more time. Yarn over, and you can pull up here if you need extra room. We're going to yarn over and go right back into the same stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. You'll have 7 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 7. And it should feel really easy. If it's not, just redo it and just give yourself more room. More room, the better. And normally after a puff stitch, we close it up with a chain 1, but we're not going to do that. We're going to just go right into the next stitch and do a single crochet. So just go ahead and do a single crochet here. And your puff might feel like it's pushing backward to the back. You can always just push it forward. It doesn't matter. It'll be fine. All right, so let's do one more together, and that's going to be our repeat around. It'll be a puff stitch, single crochet, puff, single crochet. So give yourself some room, yarn over and go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go into the same stitch, pull up a loop, and then one more time, yarn over, same stitch, 7 loops on, excuse me, sorry, 7 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 7. I drank water right before this last time and it's like stuck in my throat. Okay, and then we will do a single crochet into the next. So go ahead and do that for round 3 and I'll meet you back, and you will finish with a single crochet. And here we are after round 3. You will slip stitch to the top of the first, and there we go. This is what it should be looking like. There's a lot of texture in there, nice and chunky. So for the next 3 rounds, we are just going to repeat the 3 rounds that we just did. So for number 4, we will chain up 2, and we're going to do 1 double crochet in every stitch around. Okay, and I will just come back after each round just to remind you what to do, but it's just going to be a repeat. So for round 4, we're going to double crochet in every stitch around, and I'll see you right back. End of round 4, we're going to slip stitch. And then we will start round 5, which is a repeat of the front post, back post, double crochet. So chain up 2, and then do this is the chain 2 from the round before. So make sure you don't go into that. This is our first post right here. So we'll do a front post here, and then we'll do our back post. And whoops, and then alternate those. Okay, and I just want to, usually I try to express gratitude on these videos because I'm really, really grateful that people watch what I'm putting out. I mostly learned on YouTube, and I'm kind of a visual learner, so I find it really a lot easier to watch somebody do something. And I know there's a lot of us out there like that, so I try to make tutorials to really help out And I'm so grateful that you're watching. So I hope this is working for you. If you are subscribed to my channel, you'll know that I have a lot of other videos as well. I have over 100 pattern tutorials at this time, and I'm always making more. So if you're not subscribed, I'd love to have you at the channel. And also please take a look at some of my other videos. Maybe you'll find something you like. I do a lot of different things, like larger projects and smaller ones. So there's decor and household items and hats and scarves and blankets and baby stuff and all kinds of things. So feel free to take a look. And also, if you'd like to comment below and let me know how this one worked out for you, or if there's anything you'd like to see me make on my channel, I always read all the comments. I comment back to everybody. And I also like to hear what kinds of yarns you've used or who you're making it for, what colors, all that kind of stuff. So thank you again for being here. Please like, comment, subscribe. It does help the algorithm, which I hate to even talk about that, but it's like sometimes you work so hard on a video and it doesn't get in front of people. But the more engagement you have, the more they put your videos in front of people. So, you know, I guess it's just part of life right now when you're making videos and stuff like that. So if you'd like to comment or like the video, I would be super appreciative. But either way, I'm just happy you're here, and I hope more than anything that this was helping you to create the hat for whoever you're making it for. So I'm coming around to the end here. Just go ahead and finish up this round with you. This is 5. We have round 6, and then we will start decreasing for the top of the hat. Okay, you're going to end with a back post, and we will slip stitch to the first. And that's the end of round 5. And for 6, we're going to repeat the puff stitch. So chain up 1, and we'll do a puff stitch in this first stitch, and then a single crochet in the next. Go ahead and repeat that around, and I will see you after round 6. And at the end of round 6, you will end with a single crochet and slip stitch into the very first stitch that we made. All right, so here we are. And we are going to start decreasing the hat now. So for round 7, we're going to chain up 2, and we're going to do a decrease or a double crochet 2 together. And I will show you how to do that if you're not sure. So we're just going to start like we would normally do a double crochet into that first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull through 2. But before that last step, we're going to yarn over and go into the next stitch because we want to pull 2 together. Pull up a loop, and you have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2. You now have 3. Yarn over and pull through all 3. And that just makes it into 1 stitch. And then we're going to do a double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, just a regular double crochet. And then we will repeat that pattern. We'll decrease and then double crochet, decrease, double crochet, double crochet. So let me do one more decrease with you. Yarn over and go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then we're going to yarn over and go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and you have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, and then we'll do a double crochet in the next 2 stitches. And that's your repeat around. And at the end of this round, you should have 27 stitches. So I will meet you right back. At the end of round 7, if you did the same amount of stitches that I did, you should end with the 2 double crochets. All right, and then if you don't, if it doesn't end like that, and you did a different number, that's totally fine. So don't worry about it. All right, we'll slip stitch in the top of the very first stitch. And we just have 2 more rounds to go. So for round 8, we're going to chain up 2. And we're going to start with a decrease again, or double crochet 2 together. Oops. And then we're going to do a regular double crochet after that. And that will be our repeat pattern around. Decrease and then double crochet. And at the end of round 8, you will have 18 stitches. At the end of round 8, if you did the same amount of stitches as me, you will end with a single double crochet, or regular double crochet. And then we'll slip stitch. And this is what we should be looking like. We just have one more round to go. And for round 9, we are going to chain up 2, and then we're just going to decrease all the way around. So we're just going to do double crochet to 2 together all the way around, and you will have 9 stitches when you get to the beginning. I'll just stay on and do this part with you. Also, if you make this project or anything else on my channel, you can tag me if you're on Instagram or TikTok. I am at Creations Misfit on those. I'd love to see your work. I wish you could tag me on YouTube, but that's not a possibility. So Instagram works, or TikTok. Okay, that's 9, and then we will slip stitch to the first. And then you can tie off, cut your yarn and tie off. I just do a chain 1 here and cut my yarn, leave kind of a long tail so we can sew up the top. And you'll just want to put your yarn on the needle. And for the top, I just go through each stitch around. So I go underneath the front loop, but you could go through the whole stitch, whatever is easiest for you. Just go underneath each one. This is such a cute little hat. I love how chunky it is. Okay, and then pull tight like a drawstring, and it should tighten it up. And from here, I just I kind of go through a couple stitches, maybe in the round or back and forth, just make sure you're not like going through the hat, you know, so that it's closing it up. I just go around a little bit, pull tight, and then I go right through the top into the inside of the hat. And you can tie off in there. So I go through a few stitches in here just to make sure it's completely secured. Just go one way and then another way. And then you can do a knot and cut your yarn. And then your hat is finished. So if you would like to do a faux fur pom or a yarn pom, you could do that. I do have a video for how to attach either of those and how to make the regular, trying to find my, where is that? Oh, okay. How to make a regular yarn pom if you need help with either of those. I'll put the links in the description box below, but otherwise there's your toddler hat. And I again appreciate you so much for being here. Thank you, thank you. Please like, comment, subscribe. I would love to see you in some of my other tutorials and the ones coming up too. So have a great day. Thank you again, and we will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.